there. This is Operances. And today I want to do a special video in which I wish to debunk a very popular notion across the internet, a very popular belief that I think is very interesting in regards to Star Wars, but that doesn't hold much weight and is supported and is pretty misleading in many ways. It isn't supported by a mountain of evidence. So I wish to cover it and why exactly it's not what people make it out to be. And I have seen, at first I think this might have been a bit more of a joke, because I see in a lot of comment sections, in a lot of comments across all kinds of Star Wars videos, I see this being referenced or mentioned. And in many ways it's humorous, and then I appreciate it. It's a very good joke. But the fact of the matter is that in many cases, I think people legitimately believe it to the full extent, and in fact I have seen countless YouTube channels do serious long essays or videos about this, and I think that when you really think about it, it doesn't make that much sense. So I do wish to cover it because I think it would be pretty interesting to do so. So that is the fact that Shaak Ti dies like 100 times. People love to overstate how much Shaak Ti dies, because in many media interpretations, which is absolutely true, Shaak Ti has died in many media interpretations. We see her death, and people just talk a lot about how she has all of these variations of her death, how she has all these different versions, and they never get to decide how she actually passes away and what is the true reasoning behind her demise in the Star Wars universe. But I think what people really miss the point with in all of these videos when they cover this topic is that though Shaak Ti has been shown to die many times, in all honesty, it's just free deaths. It's just free, and free isn't even too much actually, because it's a lot, but people overstate it and hyperbolize it. They put great expectations on it, like Shaak Ti dies so many times, like this, in so much media, so many different variations of her death, but in fact it's just free. Because let's talk about the free. We have her dying at the hand of General Grievous on the Invisible Hand, the first deleted scene. Her dying in the Jedi Temple, pretty much almost the same way, stabbed through the back by Anakin during a Order 66 alternative deleted scene. And her death in The Force Unleashed, in which she apparently survived, but then dies later on because she jumps into the Sarlacc pit. And those are all, pretty much. That's just free. And the others, I'll talk about the others right now, but in general that's free. And the channels love to really extend this topic and make it much more than it actually is, I feel personally. And I don't think that's really what it is at all. I think that her death, yes, she has died 3 times, and that's a lot for like other characters. Of course, Qui-Gon Jinn never died 3 times, or something like that. But when you look at it, in the Star Wars universe, in general, a lot of characters do die several times in alternative variations. Like for instance, General Grievous has a completely different death before they filmed the one for Revenge of the Sith, because they're going through a lot of sketches, a lot of ideas. So it's really not uncommon and not unusual for them to have multiple deaths and multiple variations and multiple ideas. And in general, games like for instance, well, okay, no, The Force Unleashed didn't really bring anyone back, but in general, the games are obviously a bit exaggerated, because their force powers are more powerful, so on, compared to what we're presented with the movie. So, Shaak Ti being alive in The Force Unleashed, I don't think would be that massive of a problem, especially since the other 2 scenes are deleted. So that doesn't really matter. The third death is okay. And in general, once again, the characters die in different ways, or the novelization for Revenge of the Sith completely differently describes how the characters, the Neimoidians, died and how they do in the film. Or for instance, Ceci Tin or Agent Collar. And in terms of the other 2 deaths, which I think people talk about a lot, it's the Lego death and the death in Star Wars The Clone Wars. But the fact of the matter is that these 2 deaths are the exact same as the death of her being stabbed by Anakin. Because the death of her being stabbed by Anakin is pretty much the same thing that is being shown in that vision in the cave on Dagobah in Clone Wars Season 6 to Yoda. In Clone Wars Season 6, Yoda sees the vision and of Shaak Ti dying, but it's the exact same thing as Anakin. You can compare it, or as Grievous, never mind, but it's just the same death, just shown in a vision. So I don't see many people talking about how Mace Windu died there as well, so that's 2 deaths for him, because I don't think it is 2 deaths. It's the same death, just shown in different media, because here we see just an interpretation, a vision of it, and then we see the real thing in the deleted scene. So it's just a reimagining of it, but it's not actually anything new. It's just a way to show the future. Much like on Mortis, in the Clone Wars Season 3, we see Anakin's future. That's not the second time it's happening. That's just a vision of it. Much like here, it's just a vision of the same exact thing. It's not a different death, and it's not a different idea, I don't think. It's meant to be the same thing. So that's why I think it's a little contrived, this particular idea, personally, and why I personally wanted to give a new perspective on it and shine a new light on it. And with Lego, from what I remember, maybe I'm mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that's once again the exact same thing. She gets stabbed with a lightsaber, and once again that's just a reimagining of the scene. Much like in all the Legos, all the Lego games have the death of Qui-Gon, have the death of the Emperor, for instance, all those characters. So really, it's not too much new, I don't think, to show. So it's just the 2 of the latter ones that people like to reference are just variations or interpretations, whereas the original deaths are only 3 of them. And I don't think the 3 are too much, once again, because 2 are deleted scenes. They were never used. They were alternative, and alternatives are thought of every time for every character. Grievous has, Neimoidians have alternative deaths, so that's not too much. And then with the Force Unleashed, since those were deleted, I don't think it's too contrived anyway, and it makes up new stuff in general, that game. So that's what I wanted to say on this topic. That's the 2 cents that I wanted to give on this matter, because I think it's a very interesting topic, and I truly appreciate the people that did want to cover it, but I think it is slightly inconsistent what they said with the rest of the evidence that I just provided. So let me know, please. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Let me know, do you agree, or do you say, no, you're completely wrong, Shaak Ti dies many more times? If she does die many more times in different Star Wars media, I'd only be happy. No, that's wrong to say. No, I wouldn't be happy, but I'd only be interested, because then we'd have more Star Wars content that maybe I haven't checked out or I misinterpreted. But I think I'm pretty accurate on this. So thank you very much, and have a fantastic day.